just to summarize all the equations for different conditions of reversible processes involving perfect gases, I made here a table, and let's try to fill in the rows and columns of this table. So for isothermal, again, 0 ang delta U, 0 ang delta H because constant si temperature. W, you can use the expression minus nRT ln of V2 over V1, and Q will just be equivalent to negative of your W. For isobaric processes, yung delta U is just the integral of CV dt. Si delta H naman, it's the integral of CP dt. Work can be expressed as minus nR delta T, while heat is just the same as your change in enthalpy. For isochoric process, parehas lang kay isobaric in terms of getting the delta U and delta H values. So integral ni CV dt for du or delta U, integral ni CP dt for delta H, and for work, it's 0 kasi work is negative PdV and dV 0 for isochoric processes. Q will be the same as delta U. And lastly, for adiabatic processes, nakita natin na ganun din. Delta U is integral of CV dt. Delta H is integral of CP dt. Q is 0 kasi yun yung definition ng adiabatic processes. Walang heat transfer. And W is just your delta U as well. Now let's solve another problem wherein there are 2 moles of an ideal gas at 27 degrees Celsius and it expands isothermally. So pressure drops from 10 atmosphere to 1 atmosphere. Let's calculate delta H, delta U, Q, and W in joules when this transformation occurs. Letter A, reversibly, and letter B, in an evacuated vessel. So let's do first letter A. So letter A, reversible yung process and isothermal siya. So kung ganon, di delta H will be 0 and delta U will also be 0 kasi isothermal. Alright? Yung ano naman, work. Remember, for work, for isothermal, it's negative nRT ln of V2 over V1. Paano yan? Wala tayong V2, wala rin tayong V1. Well, you can calculate using the ideal gas equation. Pero ang mas magandang gamitin is you just have to use the pressure. So, yung minus nRT ln V2 over V1, pwedeng maging negative nRT ln of, because of Boyle's law, may inverse relationship si volume and pressure. Pwede mo gamitin si pressure dito, pero P1 over P2 na siya. So, doing that, W equals negative 2 kasi 2 moles daw times R. And we will use 8.314 joules per Kelvin mole, converting it to kilojoules. The temperature is 300 Kelvin kasi 25 degrees Celsius. 27 degrees Celsius. And ln of P2 over P1, that's 1 over 10. Tama ba? So, drops from 10 atmosphere. So, that would be 10 rather. 10 over 1. So, 10 kasi yung original or yung P1. Okay, so therefore yung work will be equal to negative 11.5 kilojoules. How about heat? Heat is just the negative of work. So therefore heat is 11.5 kilojoules. So we were able to get the four energy values. Okay, now let's go to letter B. Yung letter B, ang sabi dyan, yung ating process, it occurs where? In an evacuated vessel. So kapag evacuated yung vessel natin, ang ibig sabihin lang yan, that is a case for what we call as free expansion. Okay? Kasi nag-expand siya against vacuum. So kapag free expansion, what will be the values for delta H, delta U, Q, and W? Well, delta H is 0, delta U is 0, work is 0, and Q is 0 for a free expansion process.